to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Not trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Not trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle and Co. Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey.
Morning and welcome in here on this Tuesday morning. I know 7 to 9. Hey. It's 7-ish to 9-ish. That's all that matters.
We go over 9, plenty of time.
Yeah, you're going to get 2 hours, and the majority of the time, like Lloyd said, it's 2 hours and some change. I scrolled through our time log on YouTube the other day, and I was like, 2 hours, 10 minutes, 2 hours, 9, 2 hours, 15. Hey.
Sabron, if you want to call it, look, listen, we have bigger liars to worry about than us.
Look, and I agree, because it does look like a rec team, but if you would have been in those practices, the offense, something changed in that span of time between the last fall camp practice that Nuss was a full go and game 1 versus Clemson, and it was this throwing program that just happened out of nowhere.
He didn't practice.
And the injury. He didn't throw.
They invited us to watch nothing.
Yeah, we saw 2 practices. They gave us the full invite.
When Nuss
never threw.
He ran the hell out that
he
RPO.
Threw 0 passes both of those days.
And yet, you talk about tell me it's come on my back and we call it rain.
What?
Like, that's exactly what that was.
That's not the same.
I don't know what the saying is.
Oh my gosh.
Piss down my back and tell me it's rain.
Oh.
No, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. He said
say?
frogman down the back and call it rain.
No, he said the saying is piss down my back and tell me it's rain. Lloyd said it completely incorrect.
Lloyd said it with baby oil.
Okay.
We are not clocks, though. Why do you expect us to be here at 7 a.m.? I know it's scheduled to say 7 to 9, but I am not a clock. I'm not doing this all the time. We are not clocks. We are here. We're real people.
7.
You should be happy that we're real people. We're not robots here at 7 a.m. every single day.
And we don't lie
are here
about
at
it.
different times, and if we're not going live, we'll tell you why in the Discord.
I love it. Because
It pissed me off. We're not clocks.
Because he got here at 7:01. That's why.
We're
Yes.
Stuart.
Yeah, we're Stewie.
If we were clocks, I would have been late today. So thanks for being real people, guys.
Of course.
We're sorry.
We're real people.
But
Yeah,
not
we
really.
but that's also just the vibe. Like,
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
7 a.m. on the dot, hard break at 7:15, and then
7. Well, you want to know the clock?
huh? Yeah.
7. It's 15, 30, 45, 55, 50.
But we appreciate you guys sticking with us regardless of the time. I know it's something that has upset others in the past,
I know the clock.
but we're gonna give you 2 hours of content, and we appreciate you hanging out with us. Yesterday, BK met with Paul Feinbaum. We're gonna listen to that later on. That should cheer us all up. Obviously, we're gonna revisit our 3 keys to victory that me and Lloyd both did.
Well, 3 keys to the L.
Yeah. On Friday, we listed out 3 keys to victory for LSU, and obviously there was no victory, so those things probably didn't go all that well.
And we'll go through, I think we should go through the schedule and see.
Through the schedule, like the
remaining schedule.
Yeah, we'll sit down and look at it. We're at the not the midway point, the almost midway point.
The bye week.
Game 5 just happened. It's the bye week. It's week 6. And so it is a good time to kind of look back.
It better not be the halfway point.
No.
Or else-
I mean, the halfway point is South Carolina. That's your halfway point.
The only
game.
thing I hope happens, if it's not a playoff, is it's the Duke Mayo's Bowl. I would love to see him covered in mayonnaise.
that would be. I do like the Mayo Bowl. That's a good one.
Or put him in a Pop-Tart.
One piece of news that I want to make sure we get to, because I didn't say it
Pop-Tussie.
yesterday, is LSU men's basketball got a big-time commit over the weekend as they added another piece to their 2026 class, I believe it was. And it was a 4-star commit that Matt McMahon and his crew were able to bring in and get committed to the program. So some more positivity. A 2026 4-star Hurley Brutus. He's a 6'7" athletic wing, high-level upside on both sides. Guards multiple positions, great length, knockdown shots, all those things. He committed to LSU over Gonzaga, South Florida, Kansas State. He's a Tiger. So
That's a big-time commit?
I mean, it's a 4-star commit. We can't get
Name the
picky with
schools
it.
again?
I mean, we picked over Gonzaga, Kansas State, I mean, the South Florida one stands like, but I mean, hey,
Hey, that's LSU, baby. He's a Tiger.
just bring something to the table.
We Tigers.
Help. We got 11 players. We're gonna play a football game, baby.
Miss John Tracy.
Yeah, me
Put
too.
him at quarterback.
Me too. I also want to give a quick shout out to Jay Johnson. Dropped that tiger emoji yesterday, and tell you what, it hit like crack. What'd Stephen A. say? Who
Stay
was on
off
crack.
Oh, okay. That one's a good one, too.
But that I tell you what, that Jay Johnson tiger emoji had a different feeling yesterday.
Told you it was coming.
It was necessary. Needed it to keep like air in my lungs.
He's key. I mean, he should be the president.
He should be.
But I don't want to take away from his responsibility.
Right.
He could do both.
There's so many things I would love for him to be in charge of.
Me.
But just focus on LSU baseball, please. As long as you keep that rolling,
He's on time.
We'll be good. Yeah, no, definitely. He is time.
Yeah, it's 24 hours a day.
There you go. Zack Naggie will join us this morning at 8:30 a.m. And we'll talk some LSU football with him, Zack Naggie from LSU on Sports Illustrated. Before we get into the show today, I do want to send our condolences and our prayers out to Wilson Alexander. I'm not sure if you guys saw on social media yesterday, Wilson's wife had been battling a sickness, battling cancer over the last, I don't remember how long, but it's been a while. It's been quite the battle for Wilson and his wife. And she sadly passed away yesterday. So I want to give our condolences, our prayers out to Wilson, who's a trooper, man. Like, he came on our show multiple times. We didn't have to. Consistently put out great work and did that all while battling all of those things. And so I wanted to send out some prayers to Wilson and his family after hearing the sad news yesterday. It was heartbreaking, and I hope Wilson knows he has all of our support. Everyone at Tingle & Co. I know everyone in the chat as well. He does such good work, but he's also just such a great person, as is his wife. And so I appreciate Wilson for all he means to us, and I want to send our condolences and our prayers out to him this morning, because it was very, very sad news coming across the timeline, and it does put a lot of things into perspective. As sad, I think me and Lloyd were in the middle of a phone call complaining about LSU football when the news came across the timeline. It really minimizes the issues that we have, whether it's just complaining about a sports event and a football game. So Wilson, we're praying for you. We love you, and we appreciate you, and the family as well. We'll take a quick break to reset and come back right after this.
At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality. When it comes to your home,
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us.
Visit us, Tom and Wright Branding at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Pub Was at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff.
Where everyone is family. Wardo's was created in honor of Alan Ward Branning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
All right, we're back. Quick break. Had to reset the set after that so we could get into the show this morning, into the content this morning. Wilson, we love you. And here we go. I want to open up with BK's interview on the Paul Feinbaum show, which, first off, before we dive into it, let's also take into account that Paul Feinbaum show might not be going on for much longer, as he is, considering potentially leaving ESPN and running for the open seat, the open Senate seat in the U.S. Senate for the state of Alabama.
This is conditional. Is this a state Senate seat or a?
Christian, you're the polycom guy. You're in it.
Well, I don't. Well, I'm about to assess the situation.
It's the U.S. Senate seat
for
the state of Alabama.
He's getting money from somewhere else. He's bought out. That's what that means.
But
if you're going to leave ESPN for a Senate, I mean, who wants to do that?
Because now Stephen A's taking the turn into he has a full blown politics podcast.
Yeah,
now.
Stephen A's been wanting to make that change.
Why are we
also
this is
Bruce Pearl as well. Hey, I tell you what, we're about to have a Bruce Pearl Paul Feinbaum battle for this Alabama.
Give me Bruce Pearl,
the Senate seat for the state of Alabama.
They should have to wrestle naked.
You.
I heard Paul has a hog.
Dude, that's the last thing I want to see is Paul
Where are you having
Feinbaum's
inside scoop from?
Stewie, urinal talk.
I thought it was water cooler talk.
Well,
different at SEC Network.
Good for Paul.
Yep, shout out to Paul. Here is BK.
Speaking of
BK on the Paul Feinbaum show yesterday. Get a look at the mind of LSU's head football coach after that embarrassing loss on Saturday.
Week this week, and Coach, I want to talk about a number of things, but coming off of the Ole Miss game, how do you and your staff plan to utilize this bye week?
Well, we got to get better. I think everybody's angry. I'm angry. I'm angry at myself for not having the details in this game that we needed, and that starts with us coaching. That starts with teaching, preparing your football team, and then. At the end of the day, your players have to be disciplined and execute. But I think there's just a lot of disappointment in the way we prepared our team, and I take full responsibility for that.
Coach, I'm really interested in what you said because, you've had a lot of accomplishments this year, and the game got away from you at the very, very end. But when you say angry, is there something in particular that you're talking about there in relation to what you, your staff, or your team did or didn't do?
Yeah, I felt like our football team had the personnel to win that game, and we did not at any time play complimentary football. Our defense was on the field for 50 plays in the first half against 24 for our offense. And, that just can't happen. You can't have a one-sided display like that. Our offense has been ineffective in terms of its consistency. We've had, bits and pieces that have looked well, but we haven't been able to put together that consistent performance. And then, as you get to the second half now, your defense is exposed and being on the field that long. Certainly kept the points down, but again, as our offense was starting to get in sync, our defense now had been exposed, too long. So that's the disappointing part, is that we just haven't been able to play consistent football. And it starts with, for the most part, we haven't been consistent enough on offense.
There's BK talking to
new camera
to Paul Feinbaum. Yeah, he upgraded the camera. He's
4K
got
BK.
Got the blinds closed.
He's in mourning.
He's wearing the black quarter zip. But there's BK, and that's the media availability that we're going to get from BK this week. As there was no presser yesterday, so that's what we have to react to.
Lucky.
And look, man, I just listening to that. Like, of course, everything he said. Like, yeah, he's checking the boxes of didn't play complimentary football, got to do better. But I mean, if I had a nickel, right? Like if we had a nickel every time we heard those phrases this season and no changes being made, that's the frustrating part. Is that the things you're saying right now that are the problem in this loss, or the problem in 3 wins? The Southeastern is different, but in 3 of your wins, we were having the same conversation that we're having now. It's just now it's different because it's a loss. Matthew Vincent, yeah, no, I meant yesterday, not this week. I meant yesterday. That was the media availability for yesterday, but it's just listening to that, and obviously you're going to go, like with the Feinbaum interview, you're going to go in, you're going to have the questions lined up. Everyone's agreed upon what's going to be said and talked about, and there's not going to be any surprise questions. But it's just the annoying part is that the things that were being said right there after the loss were being said after wins. And thinking you can skate by and continue to win that way, getting paid millions of dollars, when how much money did we make? Not millions of dollars, and we were saying it after week 1, 2, 3.
Well, I think everybody was.
I'm not talking about us specifically. I'm talking about fans.
No, but I think he was. It's unfortunate how this has played out whenever you do have a quote-unquote impressive week 1 win because you've never done it before. And then it Clemson's ass. Then you play Florida and you're like, oh, SEC game at home. You're able to get another win with 5 interceptions, but it's been the same thing. Your defense has bailed you out consistently, and Brian Kelly being an offensive-minded head coach, he's made those hires on that side of the football. You're not seeing it pay any dividends, and then you have a very consistent message about the one person that if you're going to get where you want to go,
the most important person,
you can't tell the truth about, and you've set him up for failure, right? Like at what point where there's no world in which you could say that the delivery of the message on Garrett Nussmeier's health protected him.
At this point, no. I think maybe at first the thought process was handle it that way so that he gets better, gets on the other side of it, and like that. I think they were hoping that the corner would be turned the week of Southeastern, and that it would be a smooth ride from there. And then obviously against Ole Miss, it's not. And to me,
it's PR versus coaching. What's more important to you?
But to me, like that's been the biggest mismanagement. That's been the biggest detriment to your season than anything. You can feel how you feel about Sloan and the play calling. Does it need to be improved? Yes. Are there problems there? Yes. You beat Ole Miss if your quarterback's healthy.
You could.
Regardless of the play calling, you can feel how you feel about the 2-point conversion and the play design and all that. If Nussmeier can make the throws, like the one I'll continue to circle is the Chris Hilton layup. It's a layup. We've seen Nussmeier make that throw 100,000 times, and he can't do it.
I didn't even listen to what he said. I just saw Garrett Nussmeier 21 of 34 for 197 yards.
That's like 6 yards a pop.
And you can't run the football.
And you can't that's not winnable football, you know. And
you
so
had 2 weeks to get ready for that game.
As much as the play calling and those things,
well, Sloan's limited.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like the biggest issue right now is the fact that your quarterback can't make the throws.
And I'll ask you this.
Okay.
Hindsight 2020, obviously. Would you have rathered no Nuss the first 3 weeks and you still have the same record? Maybe you lose against Clemson, you don't look good against Florida, but still win. I don't think Nussmeier won you any of those football games aside from he was very efficient against Clemson. But you could have.
Yeah, it's the only game that he made some throws against Florida look, obviously, like you said, hindsight. Like, I want to preface it all with hindsight. The fact that we're looking back at it now.
But
from
they
where
have
rather
that
than going
ability
into
more
it.
than we do.
Right. In hindsight, if you knew we were going to be in the bye week sitting at 4-1, a lot of problems could have been avoided had it been handled that way. There would be no PR political conversation about what quarterback to play and what it's going to mean for Nussmeier. Like, it would just be under the guise of Nussmeier's not healthy. We're 4-1 going into the bye week.
You would get a pass.
Van Buren, we appreciate what you've done through the first 5 games of the year or the first 4 games of the year. And Nuss comes back for Ole Miss. So then Van Buren plays 4 games, doesn't burn his red shirt, and you check all your little boxes. Like, looking back in hindsight, that management would have made a lot more sense. But obviously the focus was on week 1 and checking that box and needing to win that game. And the hope that it wasn't something major and you could get better and away from it through the first 4 weeks of the season. And it's just not what happened. And I don't know if it was bad going into that game with Nussmeier, like going into Ole Miss, like if he was already like back to like not in the best position, because he was clearly better against Southeastern. Like the zip was back on the football. He could stretch the field a little bit. He was at least more comfortable. I'm not going to say he was 100% healthy, but there was a stark difference. And I know you can say against competition, whatever. I'm just talking about the velocity of the ball, the freaking spin on the football. It wasn't a lame duck in the air.
And that's where I had concern.
Right, but then, like we said, the press conference on Thursday, when they asked about Nussmeier's physical health and his physical ability, what was the response was, well, mentally he's done this, that, and the other. Like, well, we're asking about if he's healthy.
Do you think if LSU hadn't lost 4 openers in a row, that the first 3 weeks would have been handled differently?
Certainly week 1. I think they put so much emphasis on it, and that's where I have a legitimate bone to pick with Brian Kelly putting himself above the program, because he put the emphasis on I have to win week 1. It wasn't 1-0 for LSU, it was 1-0 for Brian Kelly. And you can't argue with me on that because of what you sacrificed a week 1 win for maybe the rest of your season.
And ultimately now, like we said, in hindsight, the week 1 win doesn't really mean anything.
Whenever you could, this was a perfect Brian Kelly cop-out move. Like, you could have lost that week 1 game and then be like, look, boys, we didn't have our quarterback. And then the committee would take that into consideration if you're trying to get to a playoff. But instead, it was, we have to go 1-0.
I think, though, Brian Kelly had to do some covering for himself. Like you said, I think he had to do some covering for himself because of how poorly he coached the first 3 years.
Well, and I just think,
he could. I mean, if
going into
the temperature would have been extremely warm.
But going into the game, that game, like going into it, obviously hindsight looking at it, Clemson's not a very good football game. Going into that football game, Clemson was crowned the national champions. So that was the biggest game on your schedule in week number 1. And so going into that football game, it was a must-win, not just from BK's standpoint, but for the program, it's a massive, massive win. And you saw the way you jumped from number 9 in the polls to 4 or 3 after winning the football game. Like that's how big of a deal it was going. Now looking at it now, when Clemson's 1-3 with losses to LSU, Georgia Tech, and Syracuse, and the 1 win skating by, who was it, Troy.
I mean, they were down 17-6 in that game.
Right. Like, obviously, looking back at it now, that the Clemson win doesn't mean anything. But you got to think about the pressure that was on that football game from a program perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Clemson win was a win for the LSU football program. As much as it seems as if it's under the guise of it's just big for BK. Because did it get a huge elephant out of the room in the BK conversation? Yes. That was big for the program in general. Because right now, BK and the program are not 2 separate entities. They're not. He's got the 3 letters on his chest and he's on your sideline every game. If you like it or not, they are the same thing. Now, if you agree that what's best for, like you can say, I'm not saying what's best for BK is always going to be what's best for the program.
But that's your job.
But that's what I'm saying. BK and the program are the same thing. So although it was good for BK, yes, to win that first game, it was good for LSU.
I think it could also be true that it was more beneficial to Brian Kelly that he won the first game than it was to the program. I think it was both beneficial for both, but I think it was more beneficial for Brian Kelly.
Yeah, I mean maybe, but I like and I don't want to get into this game of
why not?
Because like it's there's no reason.
Because you know what the truth is.
No, like I said, of course, in hindsight, you would sit back and say, "Hey, maybe don't start your quarterback." That's
the man loves an excuse, and it was right there for you.
Right, but at the same time, like it's just
you've set yourself back.
Right, but it's you can't sit back.
Why did you go? And I'll raise this question then. Why did you go get Van Buren
for next year? You didn't get Van Buren for now. You got if something like if it crumbled,
clearly is.
You wanted a quarterback that could be serviceable. You got Van Buren for the future because you haven't recruited quarterbacks, and that's the one, I guess, storyline in all of this that I completely disagree with is that you brought Van Buren in for this season because you didn't.
You brought him in case something happened.
Of course,
and something happened.
Yeah, but obviously not major enough that Nussmeier wanted to sit out, or. Like do you think they sat there and they looked at Garrett Nussmeier, who had millions of dollars on the line, and said, "Hey,
the decision was already made.
We're telling you have to play." You think if Garrett Nussmeier sat there and said, "You know what, Coach, I want to sit out. I don't want to go because of my health," they would force him to play?
Yeah, I mean, ask any competitor any time, "Can I play or not?" I'm going to say yes.
Right.
But you also have to be the adult in the room, and that's why I think it's interesting. Because this is a very layered onion of Brian Kelly having the same agent as Garrett Nussmeier, and what's good for me is good for you, right? They're tied at the hip.
Of course they are.
And so
there has been mismanagement of this situation
at the highest
but
degree.
In my opinion, I don't look back and say, should have just benched him to start the season. Like, in hindsight, would it have maybe helped out? Yeah. But that's not, to me, what was the right decision. Like, if I'm going back to August 15th, do you remember the fear that was in all of our hearts when that fake news report came out?
It wasn't fake.
I'm talking about the knee one.
I am too.
The exaggerated news report came out.
No, it was fake. It was fake.
No,
it was not.
There was something that happened. It was exaggerated. Right.
Yeah. Right.
Do you remember the feeling that we felt when that happened?
Well, now you're here.
That's not the question I'm asking.
No, you were scared of.
I'm trying to set something up, and you're not. You're just not listening to what I'm saying. Do you remember the feeling you felt when that report came out?
Season's over.
Right. And so that shows you how important week one was at that point, not just for Brian Kelly, but for LSU in general. The national media was slandering the name of Louisiana State University because they couldn't win, one, a big game, two, the week one opener.
And it gets you into the conversation about Brian Kelly and big games. He's living off that Alabama win.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that. And like I said, in hindsight, would it have saved a lot of this current situation if you just say, hey, not going to play him week one or week two and push through till we get to week 5 against Ole Miss because you think you can get by? Yeah, of course.
I'm just saying they know more than we do, obviously.
I hope.
I would hope. And the narrative of he has to play and it's better for him to play. It's a fifth-year quarterback that's been at LSU.
Right.
He doesn't need the reps. He needs to be healthy.
I agree.
But instead, you're going to throw him out there against Louisiana Tech. You're going to throw him out there against Southeastern. You're going to throw him out there against Florida. And then you see what you see. A man that is putting his entire body into a throw that can go 35 yards.
Right.
Whenever I've seen him the year previous.
Rip it.
And then you're going to sit here and look at me and go, one is going to say he's healthy, The person that it's his actual body is going, I'm not answering questions
Right.
about my health.
Well, not just say that
We're
he's
really
healthy,
on the same page
he's
here,
saying
huh?
all I can say is that he's healthy. And like those 4 words to me are everything. All I can say. That tells you so much more
What, you
than
signed
you
an
need to
NDA?
know. Like, you can't tell me those words don't sound shady. And so, like, talking about this situation
Oh, I got him red.
and the mismanagement of it, in my eyes, has been the way it's been managed since week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Or since week 2, when you actually, like, when everyone was made aware that, okay, it looks a little different. And you had the opportunity with Southeastern. Like, of course, no, he shouldn't have played a half and a drive against Southeastern. But like Tom says in the chat, going into week number 1, you had to win that football game, and there was no confidence that any quarterback on the roster besides number 18 could do that. Van Buren throughout fall camp did not look good. Now, there were some practices later on down the line, and I think he's got that, what's the the gamer tag. Like,
Yeah.
he's a gamer, where, like, when the game is sped up and he's comfortable, he's in the flow, and he's not going against a scripted practice, it looks a little bit crisper, because you saw that at Mississippi State, and then we saw that in some of the practices where it was more scrimmage-like. He looked more comfortable, and then against Southeastern, he looked good. But as much as hindsight says, to me, the mismanagement of this situation has been what's transpired since. When you looked at, really since the Barryon Brown throw, that was when everyone's ears perked up to this whole deal. Mm-hmm. Now, for us, it was a little bit before, and then standing in the Clemson Stadium saying they're not letting him throw it downfield, which obviously looked a little bit different. The Barryon Brown throw was when everyone else's ears went, wait. Did everyone just see what I just saw? I saw a quarterback that couldn't throw the ball downfield.
You talking about the La Tech one or the Clemson throw?
La Tech.
Yeah.
Clemson, he looked like...
Yeah, no, I was about to say...
Clemson, he didn't look bad. Like, obviously, they didn't let him open up, but then he threw a couple... Like, he threw the slot fade to Barryon Brown that looked great. He ripped one to Kyle Parker over the middle of the field that looked good. But, like, we could tell through the game plan that there's something they're covering up, whether it's line or health or whatever. Week 2, the 1-2 Barryon Brown, the go route up the sideline was when everybody was like, okay, wait, timeout. That doesn't look like Garrett Nussmeier. Yeah. He can't make that throw.
I have a question for you.
Let's hear it.
Say the next 2 weeks go better than we expect, that LSU beats South Carolina, Nuss looks almost back to complete health or is fully healthy. Say that doesn't happen. Say LSU's bad, Nussmeier still is not healthy. Would you say that the first 4 weeks of the season should have been handled differently at that point? Would you say that LSU should have done the opposite?
I'm saying right now the first 4 weeks should have been handled differently. But I don't think you bench him week 1. I'm saying in hindsight, yeah, it makes a lot more sense. Looking at it back in hindsight,
Yeah, I think if you lose to South Carolina in 2 weeks and Nuss looks the same, yeah, I think your season's pretty much over at that point. So,
but I also think the more important thing is, what are you going to do moving forward? Like, because right now, as of right now, something has to change. If you, like you said in your question, if Nussmeier's back healthy and he's back comfortable and he looks like himself, this football team is light years better than it is right now.
Yeah.
Like, as much, and that was I think my larger point in this whole thing was, as bad as some of the play calling things have been and the line has been and this, that, and the other, if Nussmeier's healthy and is making the throws, you're 5-0. And the conversation's completely different. If Nussmeier is half of what he was touted to be preseason, you know what I mean? If you have 2024 Garrett Nussmeier on this football team, bad decisions and all, you're 5-0. It's the fact that he can't make the throws.
Yeah.
And so something has to change, whether it's Nussmeier getting healthy, which is a long shot at this point because he's played 5 games. He's taken hits, big hits in all 5 of those games. He got clobbered against Clemson at the start of the game. He got sacked against Tech multiple times, Florida, he got popped. Southeastern, he got cracked 2 times. And then the third play of the Ole Miss game, he got rocked right up the freaking B gap because Juwan didn't chip. So my biggest thing is, what is it going to look like moving forward? That's to me, the overarching thing is that Joe Sloan and the play calling and all those things, yeah, they have not been the best. You can win with it if your quarterback can make the throws. And right now he can't. You saw it against Ole Miss. If he makes some of the throws that he usually makes, one, Aaron Anderson doesn't roll his ankle trying to reach back and catch one. Chris Hilton gets 6 points on the go ball, and a couple of those other plays are made. Are there other issues? Yes. The offensive line is not good. You can't run the football. The play calling is bad. If your quarterback is healthy and serviceable, it qualms all those. The problem right now is you can't run the football, and you also can't throw the football. You are a zero-dimensional offense. A zero-dimensional offense, not one-dimensional. You want to be a two-dimensional offense where you're complementary and you're dual threat and you can hand the football off and you can throw it and you can RPO and you can play action and this, that, and the other. You obviously can't run the football. We haven't seen it at all yet. And against Ole Miss in a game where you should have ran the football and you didn't, you put it all to be one-dimensional and throw it, and you didn't throw it. In Spectrum Wellcare, the problem is our offensive line. Yeah, they're not good. They're not the problem. They're not good. It would be nice to run the football. The reason you can't throw the football is not because of the offensive line. The offensive line didn't stop that ball from getting to Chris Hilton in the end zone.
Answer any questions about my health right now. Currently, right now, obviously, I'm frustrated about the loss. I'm not going to answer any questions about my health right now. Currently, right now, obviously, I'm frustrated about the loss. And, just looking to get back, watch the tape, find ways to get better.
From the horse's mouth.
Not going to talk about his health right now. And look, they're so that like Lloyd said, this situation at LSU between the quarterback and the health, it's an onion. Like, what did Shrek say? Ogres are like onions.
It's LSU's Epstein
layers.
files.
Like, it's this whole, like, we were talking to Roe about it on Sunday. It feels like you almost need to do like an investigative show into diving in and figuring what these things are. Figuring out what is going on. You can't get a straight answer. He had an injury. He was on the other side of it. Now all you can say is that he's healthy, and he's not going to talk about his health, this, that, and the other. It's just so vague and messy and confusing. And that's the biggest indictment on this season more than anything else, has been this situation. And I know that there are other problems, but if I would die on the hill that if Nussmeier is healthy and can make the throws, you're 5-0 right now. We're sitting here LSU sitting 5-0 in the bye week.
And it's a different 5-0.
The conversation around your office, if he is half of the preseason expectations, like, he doesn't have to be this Heisman world beater. If he's just half of that, because right now he's nowhere near it.
And I think that's the confounding part for a lot of these, like a lot of the, whether it be in the chat or just even people watching at home, of you see Southeastern, you go, he's back. And everything that Brian Kelly said seemed to be true. And everything that, it's healthy, he's on the other side of it. Then you see what you just saw against Ole Miss, and it's a shell of himself. And so it doesn't, it doesn't, and Brian Kelly, like I said yesterday, he wanted that bye week like he needed air to breathe. He just wanted to get there so badly. And I get it, because it's not only just a Garrett Nussmeier issue, it's a why'd you play Braylon Moore issue. There's a lot of questions that are out there, like why'd you play Trey'Dez Green? Because you feel like it's
I mean, you're pressing.
Yes, and I understand that his job is to win at LSU, but it's at a detriment to the team at this point of putting people out there that you're pressing so much to go 1-0 as opposed to looking at everything that's in front of you. And it's just a short-sighted way to coach in my mind.
Yeah, I mean,
Trades not playing would have been better to get him to the bye week. Braylon Moore not playing against Southeastern would have been better to get him ready for Ole Miss. But you didn't do that.
Yeah,
Cade Durham must be really hurt.
Yeah, I mean, for him to not play.
Oh, and Justin Hill got surgery. He'll be back week 2. Haven't seen him.
Right. And the Trades Green part, like, he didn't look unhealthy out there. He just wasn't used.
Well, you used him the wrong way. You put him out there to block.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't look at Trades and be like, oh, he's not.
He's limited for sure. I mean, look, he's got the ACL knee brace on.
Well, yeah, but did you see anything like of him actually?
No, because they couldn't utilize him.
Do what?
Like, I don't think he was.
Well, yeah, that to me was more the indictment with Green was that the fact that they didn't use him rather than.
Like that's what I'm saying. So that's part. I mean, they correct me if I'm wrong. They game planned for this, right?
What, the game?
Yeah, I would hope.
Yeah,
they go to practice.
I mean, I didn't look like it, but they did, supposedly.
So that's what you want. You wanted him out there to be a blocker.
But my thing is, more than all of those things, Nussmeier's deal is the one that could cover up all those blemishes. If he can make the throws, it covers up everything else.
For sure.
Like,
that's what you paid to bring him back for.
As much as the offensive line could improve, and there's all these other issues, you can't run the football, this, that, and the other. If Nussmeier can rip it and make the throws, it's a different season. Completely different. The conversation's different. You're 5-0. That's the biggest thing, and that's my biggest concern because, yes, the offensive line, it would be nice if they could block 3 guys with 5 guys. It's bad. It is bad. If we were to, and one of the shows we'll do this week or next week, we'll go in and we'll do mid-season grades for all the position groups because we did the preseason breakdown of grades. We'll break it down in the middle of the season. The offensive line would not be a pretty grade. They would not be passing the class. And so,
Stanley, I watched the game. Did that go the way you thought it would?
Yeah, but is that past an indictment on Trey
It's
Dez?
a hurt person thrown to a hurt person.
And shout out to Trey Dez for making the play.
Shout out to Nick Anderson.
But the thing is, like, if it's put in the right spot, Trey Dez is making the catch. You looked at that play and said Trey Dez didn't do that because he was hurt.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just like that's. I think you could have scored regardless. Clearly.
Well, yeah, I mean, you did. Right.
And so, I mean, I would just rather get these guys fully healthy than continue to put them out there and just try to bootstrap this thing together.
Right.
Week after week after week, whenever you had ample opportunity to get your team back and healthy, and instead you're doing throw them out there.
I mean, they're pressing to reach the goal.
That's what I'm saying, short-sighted.
Well, at this point.
Well, now it's too late.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It was almost too late going into Ole Miss. I mean, now looking back at it, you say, well, you could have done all this and you'd have been fine because you lost the game anyways. But, like, going into Ole Miss, I mean, that's a pretty big game.
Absolutely.
First real test, that's the conversation going into it.
It was your third first real test. Clemson was your first real test.
Right.
It turns out it's not. Florida was your first real test. Turns out it's not.
Right, and this one we'll see what it turns out into.
This is actually a real test.
But, like, this one to me is different because you knew you were going to face an offense.
Mm-hmm.
Which is something you hadn't faced.
You'd faced 2 defenses.
And you hadn't faced an offense yet.
Right.
And so that's to me why I looked at it like, this is the test. This is the one you circled after week 2, 3, whatever. This is the test. And so there are a lot of things that need to be solved. There's a lot of things that are problems, whether it's Sloan, whether it's the offensive line, whether it's Nussmeier, his decision-making, all those things. My biggest point is that if he's just healthy right now, it's a different season. But he's not, and obviously the decision's made that they're going to keep playing him. And so now it falls on the offensive line and Joe Sloan more than before. Because now you have to, one, protect him, and two, scheme two things he can do. And one thing he can do is hand the football off. And you didn't let him do that. You didn't take any pressure off of your hurt quarterback against an SEC team on the road. And that's where going forward, to me right now, the change needs to happen. Is that every single week the game plan should be swing passes, screen passes, handoffs, drags, slants. No more goes, no more slot fades, no more deep crossers. He can't do it. And so if 18 is going to be the signal caller, that's what it should be. It should be all dink and dunk and here and that. The 5.8 yards per whatever should be, like, if you want to talk about the travel distance or whatever, he should be behind. He should have the ball in his hands for 1 second. It should be in 6, 1, 0, 3, 29, 22, be in their hands fast. Because that is where you're at right now. If you had a healthy quarterback, it would solve all your problems. You don't. And you can't sit here and say, you know what, maybe we will. I don't know what the future holds, but as of right now, I don't foresee a future where your quarterback, snap of the fingers, is back healthy. So what you need to do now is it falls on Brad Davis in the offensive line and Joe Sloan in the offensive game plan. To get to structure the team and the scheme around your hurt quarterback to just give you a chance to do enough for your defense to win the football game. That's what it comes down to more than anything.
And that's what I think the most interesting part of this entire thing is because there's clearly something that a discussion that was had preseason to bring Nussmeier back, right? I mean, I'm not the one that's trying to read the tea leaves, but the tea leaves are pretty legible. When you look at his, we can go back to any given Saturday when he's talking to Whit Weeks. It doesn't seem like he's very much like, oh, I'm definitely coming back to win a national championship. He was undecided. And then you have Brian Kelly talking on the phone about it. And then you have an injury that was one of which was the patellar tendonitis, and it was put out all the mouthpieces. Nuss is fine. You don't have anything to worry about. And then this is covered up, and it just feels like, yeah, they're trying to do – I don't know what the plan is. Is it for Nuss just to play? Because right now he's playing himself out of money as opposed to playing – but if you're LSU brass and you're LSU football and you go, well, we're playing him because we paid him. And that's the part of where I don't know which direction to look because it's at the detriment of Garrett Nussmeier, and at this point it's at the detriment of LSU football because this version of Nuss doesn't get you anything that you're trying to do. You went all in.
Right.
And it's unfortunate that you have Braylon Moore get hurt, that you have a limited Garrett Nussmeier because –
and a hurt Caden Durham.
Right. And because all of the pieces around it, they should be good. And they are. You wouldn't spend a king's ransom to go put a championship team around a guy that you got to come back to win a national championship, and now you don't have that piece. And so where do you go from here? You just keep throwing him out there because that was the plan.
Well, and they haven't shown me that there's that there's going to be any other decision made. And so now it comes down to understanding your offense doesn't have to be 2019 or 2023. It doesn't even have to be 2024. It's got to be serviceable. Like that's what we talked about with the offensive line, was that they just needed to be serviceable for this offense. Your offense as a whole just needs to be serviceable for your defense.
And I guess the frustrating part of all of this is because you've had talent on both sides of the football. It just hasn't been married. Like this is it's akin to what happened with Les. Like until you got both sides of the ball equally talented. Like they don't, and Brian Kelly said it. It's the truth. Like you're not playing complementary football
whatsoever.
And I don't know. And the reason for it is because you're not. Your trigger man is you can't pull the trigger. And that's what it's like. Not really anybody's. There's no one to blame. Like injuries happen. You'll look back at this and you'll go, damn, if Nussmeier was 100%, this would be a totally different season up to this point. Maybe he gets there.
Not even 100%.
But you'll be
80
going into it.
Right.
You're like, that's why the expectations were so high because of everything that was on the table, and that's why you went and spent the money. Because you had the vision was very clear. And then I don't even think people think that would say the defense was going to be this good.
No, I think we underestimated what this defense would be. We knew the defense was going to be improved and that the front line was going to be
It's almost
impressive.
more frustrating than this good.
Right. It's added to this is better than what I expected, because you expected your offense to be a machine and your defense to be good enough to get that offense to a national championship, and now the script has been flipped. You just need your offense to be serviceable to get your national championship defense to the national championship.
And it's another indictment on, I guess, some of this offensive staff, to where it's been 4 years of this where you can't run the football with your running backs.
Right. No, I mean,
it's not something they can figure out.
Well, and my biggest not the not being able to run the football, it's the fact that against Ole Miss you didn't do it. You didn't try. The first half you handed it off to a running back
twice.
Juwan got 1 carry for -1 yards, and Caleb got a draw play on 3rd and 20 to get 10 yards so you could punt the football. A Lester special.
You had 3 explosive plays all game. Braden Brown over the middle, Caleb Jackson's run on 3rd and 20, and I guess you could count.
No, I mean, you had a Xavier Thomas swing pass that he got maybe 12 yards, but that was one where if he doesn't step out, he's getting to the crib.
Yeah.
Those things will work. It's like they got away from them. I didn't see Ole Miss say, we're stopping that. But then there was the one where you swung it out to Kyle Parker and he gets tackled by Bauer Sharp's butt. Where he bounces into him and falls back. It's bad plays.
And then when they stick in Harlem Berry, things start going well. And then you get in the end zone, and then they pull them on the 2-point conversion.
The 2-point conversion, I don't care about the personnel. That was not the problem. I get the pulling Harlem Berry.
Point still stands, though.
Harlem Berry does not score that touchdown.
No, but Harlem Berry should have been in the football game at that point.
It's a great encapsulation of what they're doing on offense. Of you have something that you feel like is working, and then you go away from it.
Right. No, I agree. But
that play.
Nobody was scoring that touchdown.
No, I agree.
You run the ball 2 times in the first half, and then you're like, what's our gotta have it play?
Motion.
Let's run the ball
out of the shotgun on a 2-point conversion. I would have rather you do a tush push from the 2.
John Emery scores that touchdown.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, John Emery gets in the end zone there.
I believe you.
I know you do.
There's 2 men that I believe could score that touchdown. It's K. Falk and Leonard Fournette, and that's probably the end of that conversation.
I'd throw Darius Geis and John Emery in there.
Spencer Ware.
Yeah.
What jumps over the line?
He just
because that's what Lenny would do. Lenny would break that tackle and then just leap over.
But I mean,
Kamara would get in.
It really is what do you expect this offense to do in the run game when,
Well, you don't try. That's my biggest complaint about the run game on Saturday is not the fact that you can't do it. Because, we haven't, you can't. You're not very good at it. But.
Very good at it.
You're not good at it at all. It's the fact that you didn't try. That's my biggest complaint looking back is that.
It's because they know they can't do it.
Yeah, but it's a 3-man front. At least try.
That's the most confounding thing.
Because that's my thing. BK said it in the final.
We expected a 4-man front.
We expected a 4-man front. It ended up being 3. Well, guess what you do? You adjust and you say, what we're going to try against a 3-man front? I don't care if you have to put Max protect 6, bring Bo Bordelon in as the tight end. I don't care what you do. Try to run the football against that.
Your most explosive play, you haven't done it again.
At least try.
You didn't. How many people and Brian Kelly hung his hat on this? You only need 1. You haven't gotten back into that formation since.
And I don't want to harp on that play.
No, but I'm just saying, if you're looking for a way to run the football, you had 1 play that went for 56 yards, and it's we'll never try that again.
Yeah, and and the reason it was 51 yards, obviously the play worked, but second, Florida was already beat at that point.
Yeah, but if you do that against a 3-man front,
right? No, I agree. Trust me.
Just get numbers.
Now, Ole Miss would
adjust.
I hope they adjust. Golding would say, actually, let's not go 3-man against the power eye.
But you finally got him out of it.
Just get him out of it, And that's my thing is that you just didn't try. And so, yes, as much as, like, to me, if Nussmeier's healthy, it solves all those problems. But now that he's not, since he is not, what you have to do is adjust to it. And the easiest thing for Garrett Nussmeier to do, especially if defenses are going to continue to give you a 3-man front, is hand the football off. Because I know, like, trust me, I know the run game isn't good, but you should be able to go 5 against 3 or 6 against 3. And I know we're saying they can't. You didn't see them try. They didn't try. They didn't try to run the football. They didn't say, you know what, hey, let's hand the football off and try to get 3, 4, 5 yards against a 3-man front.
And you can go through the numbers throughout the year on the offense. Hunt Palmer did a great write-up on this. You're 80th in the country in scoring offense with 27 points per game. And you've managed to win
4 games.
4 out of 5.
2 against top 15 ranked teams.
Well, no, and that number is skewed because you ran it up on Southeastern and scored 56 points. If you want to really talk about what that number is, it was what
20.
I'll do the math.
Do the math
right
for
now.
me because I'm not good at it.
Well, you scored 17 against Clemson. You scored 23 against La Tech. You scored, I'll say 20 against Florida, even though it was really 13.
We're going to count La Tech, but not Southeastern.
La Tech's an FBS school.
Yeah,
Southeastern's FCS.
Still La Tech.
Well, they had a higher ranked defense than Ole Miss.
They're like the 4th team in the little brother rankings in Louisiana.
What? Southeastern's FCS and La Tech had the 107th defense in the country, which is better than Ole Miss.
Sure. Put them on, whatever.
And then what? Against Ole Miss, you scored 19?
Mm-hmm.
Plus 19. So that's 79 points over a 4-game stretch. 19.75.
Yeah, so call it 21 points a game.
No, I'm just saying 20.
No, I'm just saying if you want to factor in Southeastern, however you want to do it.
20 points. You're averaging 20 points a game.
And what we said going into Florida, it was a race to 28. Turns out it was a race to 24.
It's a race to...
We're Iowa.
Yes.
Can't wait to watch that bowl game.
Yeah, no, I mean...
I've already seen it once.
Yeah. Shout out.
And that was a great game offensively.
In the rain.
Well, it wasn't that high scoring, but
no. But
Odell did.
LSU had fun that game. That's what I remember about it.
So I mean, it's
and to continue down this path, total offense, you're 90th in the country with 364 yards per game.
I have a question before you continue. Is there a stat on there for like where you rank in rushing attempts per game?
Yes.
What are you averaging per game?
You're 118th in the country with 29.4 attempts per game.
Because, I mean, that goes back to what was Cole Kubelik talking about last year of, like...
Got to do it.
And Kev talks about it ad nauseum when we're doing a post-game show or watching the game. He was like, as a running back, you want to get carries. Not because...
Not when it's convenient.
Feed. Like, I just want the football. Don't give it to anybody else. It's because... I want to get comfortable. I want to get going. I got to shake off a couple tackles before. Not everybody can be Leonard Fournette and Kevin Falk and say, guess what? Hand the football off. They're on go regardless. There's some guys that want to get in the flow of the game. Even they need to. But how do you expect your running back? How do you expect Jawan Johnson, Caleb Jackson, Harlem Berry to get in the flow of the game against Ole Miss when they combine for 2 carries in the first half? Like, that's one of the biggest indictments of anything. I know you can't do it, but you didn't even try. You didn't even give it a chance.
And that's it goes back to playing complementary football. You're 116th in the nation with 3.5 yards per carry. Your rushing offense is 121st with 104 yards per game. I mean, there's not one good stat on the offense.
No, of course not. I mean, it's bad. It is abysmal. It's putrid. It's disgusting. It is bad offense. Bad. And not only is it bad, like, not only are you bad on offense, you do other things bad as well. You make bad decisions, whether it's play calls, whether it's timeouts. All of that.
You're 91st in the country in tackles for loss allowed with 5 a game. You're putting a quarterback that's limited behind the sticks multiple times.
Of course. Yeah, no. I mean, look at the first play against Southeastern. Threw a swing pass to Caden Durham, and you lost 7. Like, it is bad.
You're 105th in the country with yards, with 10-plus yard runs with 15.
And the craziest thing is, it is still
and those are all from Xavion and one from Caden Durham.
It is still all right in front of you.
No, but I feel like that's why I'm not harping on this as if it's say you lost one football game. I understand that that's probably going to happen. I didn't expect LSU to go undefeated.
Right.
It's that now the script is out. Until LSU changes what they want to do or Garrett Nussmeier gets healthy, I'm dropping 8 every time.
Yeah, no, of course. If I'm South Carolina, if I'm Texas A&M, if I'm
script is
everyone left, if I'm Western Kentucky, I'm dropping 8 every single time.
And there's teams that you'll be able to beat doing it. Western Kentucky probably being one of them, but it's just
Arkansas. You probably.
But you're asking Garrett Nussmeier to be nearly perfect.
You want Garrett Nussmeier to be Superman when he's hurt.
Well, because he can't. I think the world knows now he can't stretch the field, and if they do, just tackle him. It's 15.
Yeah, no, I mean
and so it's not all on. And I'm sure people won't like this, but Sloan is trying to call an offense that's very limited. He can't. Half the playbook's gone.
Right, but that's my thing is through going into week 5, you should have had a secondary deal where you're like, hey, if Nussmeier shows he can't do these things, we need to fall back into this.
Well, Sloan's calling a limited playbook, and he's limiting it himself. He's not running the ball. Like, both is true.
Yeah, no,
I mean, they throw it deep, and they can't run the ball. They don't run the ball.
They are both problems. The play calling and Garrett Nussmeier's ability right now are issues.
What's the bigger problem?
It's not even a problem. It's just the hand that you've been dealt. That Nuss isn't healthy.
It's a problem.
He's going to cover up a lot of this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the bigger problem is the fact that he's not healthy because, and that was the point I was making at the start of the show, was that covers up everything.
Because he did it last year.
Because one throw to Chris Hilton down the sideline changes
you have to get out of that defense.
The game. Like, oh, we can't do this anymore.
Or if you can run the football, you can't drop 8. But they've proven they can't do either. And so here you are throwing it behind the line of scrimmage or 5 yards in front of you, and you're just hoping that these elite athletes you have make a play.
Right. Oh, and right now that's going to be what your offense has to be from here on out. If the Nussmeier I saw against Ole Miss is who you're going to have the rest of the year, it should be swing pass, bubble screen, shovel pass, end around, whatever. Like that should be it. It should be dump ball. It should be drag routes, slants, all of those things, because that's all you can do. And so it's him being healthy would solve a lot of problems, but now you have to adjust to that, and changes have to happen. Whether it's you make the change at quarterback, which is obviously something that will be talked about much more as time goes on, or you just fix what's going on. And we're going to talk to Zack Naggie about it in about a little over 15 minutes. He's going to join us at 8:30 this morning. Zack Naggie covers the Tigers for LSU on Sports Illustrated. And he's gonna hop on the Zoom call this morning to talk some LSU football. Don't forget, every single day we are brought to you by All About Inflatables. You just go to their website, allaboutinflatablesds.com, and it is so easy and so simple to book your jump house, your water slide. You just hit book now, and it'll take you through the step-by-step process of getting your inflatable for the kids or for yourself. If you want to have a little adult party with a water slide, look, I helped Gabe out when he was first getting the company going. I went and put out some water slides. There were multiple times that it was just a crew of middle-aged that wanted the water slide for themselves. So if whatever you need an inflatable for, hit that book now button on allaboutinflatablesds.com or call 225-667-2386. And don't forget that our friends at All About Inflatables also are getting into the lighting game. All About Holiday Lighting. Look it up on Facebook, and you'll see it's got the green, red, and white logo. All About Holiday Lighting. They're getting into the holiday lighting game. They're going to put lights on your house if you want them. Reach out and check them out. Go follow them on Facebook or go to allaboutinflatablesds.com. We are going to take a quick break, come right back, and we'll set up Zack Naggie at 8:30 a.m. this morning.
our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granding at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Martin has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff.
Where everyone is family.
Wardo's was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
All right, as we've got about 10 minutes before Zack Naggie joins us, I want to dive into what me and Lloyd had laid out as each of our 3 keys to victory for LSU versus Ole Miss this past Saturday. Lou, we're going to start with yours. Your first key was to win third down. How did that go?
You did not win third down.
I mean, you didn't win, but also
Where'd you steal that?
you
from?
didn't even come close.
I came up with this. I actually did this research myself.
Yep.
It's rare,
Okay.
but it happened.
Okay.
Going into the game, they had a third down rate. Each team did. LSU 47%, Ole Miss 53%. The defensive conversion rate, so what they allowed, LSU 24%, Ole Miss 37%. So LSU and Ole Miss, I mean, the numbers offensively are pretty similar, 47 and 53. It's a 6% difference. But defensively, LSU's defense was considerably better than Ole Miss's on third down, which I think we all saw going into the game. And LSU was 2 of 11, I believe, on third down. Ole Miss 8 of 16 was the final tally. So Ole Miss was 50%. LSU was under 20% on third down. So LSU, how would we grade out that key, Lloyd? LSU's performance based upon that key, I probably would give that an F, right?
An F. And, I'm not
F
even
minus even?
I don't like to give out Fs because I understand it. I don't want one. I'm getting, let me go talk to the teacher. But 2 of 11 because you didn't try.
Right.
Like, it's just an F. It is what it is. You can't see you next year.
Yeah, no, it's F minus.
You're not good at the class.
Good.
Drop it.
I'll put you on the roll for next year.
Yeah.
Just take the W, and I'll see you next year.
Withdrawal, not a win.
My first key to victory was, can you guess? Running the football. I said, with or without Durham, can you do it and be efficient? And I guess what I should have included was, will you run the football? Not can you, more like will you?
They didn't even show up to the test.
They didn't come to class. They didn't even show up to, like, Himes. They just skipped they didn't even schedule it.
They didn't even smoke a cigarette outside.
And so I think we can all agree to grade that.
An F?
That would also be an F, right?
Because if you look at looking at it on paper is so bad. 22 rushing attempts. Is that would you consider that trying to run the football?
No.
That's you got caught cheating. Like, you got to meet with the dean now. Like, you're cooked. You got an F and you got to meet with some disciplinary.
But how many attempts do you expect LSU to have running the
football? So what, Nuss had 1 attempt?
Mm-hmm.
So really 21 attempts.
How many? And
Xavion had 4 of those?
That's fine with me. Like, he should have more. But you also had, we said this during the live stream, there's an extension of the run game that you're doing.
Right, which they are doing, which they need to do more of. But, I mean, you still can't turn around and hand it off and get it on 3rd and 2. But, 22 carry, it's not, it was 22. There was 56 plays total, so 22 of 56. That's about 39% of your plays are run plays. If you take Nussmeier's stupid little run out of it, it's 21 of 56 is 37%. No, it's not enough. And I think the bigger thing for me is not just looking at it on paper. It's in the first half, it was 2 carries. Like, your running backs got 2 carries. So you didn't even try to instill it. Try to help your defense out. You could have saved the points that they gave up at the end had they not been gassed because you didn't run the football. And so it's an F. The running the football is an F.
Because when you look at what Ole Miss was able to do.
Well, they committed to it.
45 times. And they had a quarterback that can do it. You're in a dual threat.
Not just that.
Well, you have a sport that requires somebody that can play 11 at a time, and that's the quarterback being involved in the run game. LSU does not have that.
But to me, it's more than that.
But that's how you get the attempts up.
Right, but take his out. They still beat LSU in attempts, right?
Sure.
Kejuan Lacey had how many attempps?
I can find that number for you now.
Because to me, what I saw
23.
Was, even though Kejuan didn't get, 8, 7, 6, like he was not getting these big chunk runs. But guess what he did when they kept leaning on it? The touchdown at the end of the game, when they got 24, was a 15-yard run from Lacey. Because guess they kept leaning on the run game. They gave him the attempts. They didn't just abandon it because LSU was holding them to 2 yards.
Trinidad Chambliss had 14 rushing attempts. That doubles the most rushing attempts you had
from a running back. Harlan Berry had 7.
Back, yes.
So that key gets an F. Lloyd, your next key was win in the red area.
I mean, they didn't even get into the red
I was
area.
about to say, you really didn't get there.
So I would guess that's not great, Bob.
I mean, I would say, like, if we're just going to be concise of winning in the red area, I think LSU was, when they got into the red area? Well, I mean, that interception was at, like, the 29. So technically it's not the red zone, but the pick was, to me, that's a red zone interception. Because you threw it at the 12.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't necessarily consider that a win, and considering, I mean, it's a touchdown, but I don't think that's how you drew it up.
No, I'm saying that the pick that he threw was at the 20. You was at the 29 yards.
You were getting there
in the red zone.
That was the best drive of the game,
right? And you squandered it. So I don't know if I'd give them an F, because Ramos still made his field goals, and you got a rushing touchdown down there, this, that, and the other. I would give it a D, D minus.
You went punt, touchdown, interception, punt, end of half, punt, field goal, touchdown.
Right, but when you were in the red zone, you came away with points other than once with the pick.
Yeah,
so, give it a D.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the defense as a whole is the bigger. I mean, the offense as a whole is a bit. You couldn't get in the red zone.
Right.
So I mean, the offense would get an F, but the red zone ability.
And that leads me to, like, the next key that we had was coaching decisions.
Right.
Lane Kiffin dominated you.
Yes.
He took chances when he had to. He knew that there was opportunities to salt that game away, whether it be running the football or when it came to a fourth down. The gotta have it plays, and if you would have called the 2-point conversion from LSU in the red zone, that does not help your case.
Right.
But what Lane Kiffin did offensively was, in those coaching decision moments,
he won.
You got outcoached.
Yes. Yeah. What would you grade that? The coaching decisions key that you put out.
I mean, I don't think LSU did anything in the wrong in particular. That's not
they
like
just lost.
Yeah, I don't think there was a moment in the game where you have to, aside from the 2-point conversion.
Right.
But, like, on fourth down, I think they made the right decisions for the majority of the game. But when, like, I think of more so, obviously you can put third down conversion rate in there, and that's not great. But I just think of the end of game scenario when Lane Kiffin strangled you.
Right. No, I agree. My last 2 keys were containing Chambliss. He didn't do a particularly good job of that. Like Lloyd said, he had 14 carries, and really they didn't have that many designed runs for him. Like, they got away from the QB draw, read option type stuff like that they had been committed to in other games. It was a lot of scrambles. Like, he got out of the pocket. They overrushed their rush lanes. They ran past the quarterback. They didn't fold back. And Chambliss made you pay. And so in containing Chambliss, I would give that a D, if not an F.
And that goes down to, like, when you had to stop him, you couldn't.
You couldn't. And in parentheses, I put Harold Perkins on that.
He got exhausted. He played 90 plays.
Well, not just that. You didn't spy him. He didn't spy. He spied a couple times, but, like, that's a credit to Lane Kiffin. I was talking to an Ole Miss fan that I went to high school with, and he was like, do you agree that there's not a coach in the country that schemes against Harold Perkins better than Lane? I was like, no. I mean, he didn't.
This year, once he knew who he was.
Well, yeah. I mean, 2023 schemed well, but I mean that was just the defense as a whole. But the tempo and getting him into coverage, Lane did a great job of it and took him out of the game. And then my last one was Nuss being upright, defending against stunts in the right tackle position. Honestly,
Kern,
if I'm going to talk about the right tackle position, he wasn't an A+, no. But he was a C, which is a win.
He was better than you've seen all
because
year.
Up to this point, you've had F play at right tackle. I didn't see Ole Miss run many stunts because they had 3 down linemen. And they kept Nuss upright for the majority of the game, but they still didn't do their job protecting him, and especially against three down linemen. Jawan Hearns, y'all keep getting taken, bamboozled, ran amok by the injury excuse, LOL. The boy is healthy. He's just playing bad and using the injury as scapegoat. He was 100% playing Southeastern. Now he's back hurt. Juwan, like I get what you're saying.
I don't.
I don't know how you can look at what is happening and say that he is not hurt. The throw to Chris Hilton, the underthrow, where he's crunching his core, trying to get it down there. That's not just bad quarterback play. He can't get the football there.
That was just rage bait.
And the 100% playing Southeastern, now he's back hurt. That's more of an indictment on the way it's been played out to the microphone than what's actually going on. So we're going to take a quick break here because we're going to set up Zack Naggie here to talk LSU football here at 8:30 this morning.
On the go dummy.
Gomorn has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff.
Where everyone is family.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, here we are back this morning on this beautiful Tuesday morning here on Tingle & Co. As we are,
nice.
Do what?
Weather has been nice.
It has been good. At least there's something positive going on. Speaking of positivity, we bring in our guy Zack Naggie here to talk some LSU football with us at 8:30 this morning to close it out. Zach, good morning. Appreciate you joining us.
Hey man, good morning. I don't know about positivity. Last night I was on a podcast getting called Negative Naggie the whole night, so I'm gonna try my best to talk as nice as I can about this team, but certainly a brutal loss in Oxford, man.
Yeah, no, I mean I agree. There's not much.
I mean they're spraying and praying on us. Anybody can get the smoke at this point.
Dude, I'm usually one who's like, I'm not a sunshine pumper by any means, man, but I try my best to talk good stuff. And then last night I'm sitting there getting called some stuff in the comment section, so I'll live with it. It's fine, but. My God, dude, it's hard. We're reaching to try to find some things at this point.
Yeah, no, I mean it really is a mess in general. Like just from everything up to now being in the bye week, this is probably the worst position you could be in the bye week. Even though you're sitting at 4-1, it just feels like from a fan base perspective, a media perspective, all of it, it's wild. But I want to get your thoughts, just overarching. Coming out of Oxford on Saturday.
Yeah, man. I think first things first. Your defense is getting a little bit of flack, not too much, and rightfully so. They shouldn't. To keep that team to 7 points in the second half is an impressive feat for me. I mean, it's a Lane Kiffin-led offense that wreaks havoc every time they touch the field. So to hold Trinidad Chambliss and that offense to 7 points in the second half, that's a win. So if we're looking at kind of those moral victories, which I know a lot of us aren't in favor of, but if we're looking for one. To hold that team to 7 points, that's a win for me. And then you flip the script to the offense, and it's been a challenge, Noah. I mean, you look at what this team has put together, the product that they've put together, it's been rough. I mean, you're bottom tier in just about every category. And one that really sticks out to me is the tackles for loss allowed. 26 tackles for loss allowed on the year, put you in the bottom tier of college football. This offensive line has struggled, and we saw that in Oxford. I mean, you're going up against a three-man rush, and there's still pressure on Garrett Nussmeier, and there's just the ability to wreak havoc on him. The three-man rush is abysmal. So for me, I'm not quite sure of the buttons that you try to press from here and try to get this thing steered in the right direction. Clearly, it starts with Garrett Nussmeier's health. there's something that's hampering him. It's not rocket science. So going into the bye week and then into South Carolina prep, it's about getting Garrett Nussmeier on the right track, trying to see what type of continuity you can develop on the O-line and see what type of rushing attack you can develop, because it's been pathetic in that area. So I hate to say that, but it's just been a struggle right there. So it's going to take some time, but this team doesn't have time. They have 1 week during the open date to get this thing in the right direction, and we'll see what type of product they can put on the field on October 11th.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree, and obviously we're going to get into the quarterback stuff as we continue to talk, but I want to highlight the rushing attack first off. Obviously, it's been bad, but I think my biggest indictment on Saturday is the fact that you didn't even try. Like in the first half, 2 handoffs to running back, so you had one for -1 to Jawan, and then and that was in the red zone, I believe, and then you got a draw play on 3rd and 20 to Caleb Jackson for 10 yards. So it's not just the fact that you can't really do it. It's like they just decided, going into this game against the 122nd ranked rushing defense and 3 down linemen, we're not even going to try to hand it off.
Yeah, I mean, you're right on the money. You're going up against a team that's given up 190 rushing yards a game. I mean, the numbers jump off the page there. And again, you nailed it, where they didn't really try too much from an effort standpoint there. And then you give Jawan Johnson a delayed handoff on a 2-point conversion, which to me is one of the, I guess, it just speaks volumes to what this team's doing right now offensively. I mean, that's the one that just sticks out like a sore thumb. So right on the money. They didn't really try enough. I know when you look at the box score, it's 22 carries for 57 yards. You take out the Berrien Brown and Xavion Thomas rushing attempts, and you're barely averaging 2 yards per carry. So there's no push in the trenches. There's not too much from an effort perspective there on Saturday in Oxford. And I know that you're without Caden Durham, but he hasn't necessarily been living up to the billing this season either. So you nailed it. The rushing attack has been hard to watch. It's hard to trust what this offensive line is doing so far, and you got a couple of days to try to get right. I'm not sure how quickly they can get right. I did love what I saw from Carius Kern on Saturday in Oxford in his first start for LSU. Maybe that's your answer at right tackle, but nonetheless, you got to continue to try to pick up these broken pieces and put together a solid product.
And to get into the conversation on the quarterback, I mean, what are you seeing? Because to me, when I'm looking at him, like it's polar opposite. Like just going from what was it, Florida to Southeastern to now, it's been kind of this roller coaster of it was bad versus Florida, looked unhealthy. They say he's on the other side of it. It rises up on the roller coaster against Southeastern. He looks comfortable. He had some zip on the ball. And then against Ole Miss, maybe the worst game of his LSU career. What are you seeing at the quarterback position? I know obviously there's indictments on decision-making and this, that, and the other, but you expect your quarterback to be able to make the layups down the field when Chris Hilton's running 7 yards away from defender into the end zone. Those are the ones you just have to make.
Right. It's been a challenge, Noah, just watching tape from last year. I mean, the zip that he has on the ball. Garrett Nussmeier, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Garrett Nussmeier. I think that he is an excellent quarterback. Sure, decision-making, it is what it is. When you're a gunslinger, and I know he doesn't like that term, but my goodness, you're a gunslinger. When you have a guy like that, there are going to be some turnovers here and there, and that's fun. But when you can make those big-time throws like he's proven in the past, it makes up for issues like that. Now, moving into 2025, pushing away the tape from 2024, it's been looking at a guy who has no confidence, has an injury, and is not trusting his offensive line. You look at the throwing motion that he has and the mechanics from 2024 to 2025, it's a completely different quarterback. So whatever he's dealing with, whether it's the knee tendonitis, the torso injury, whatever it is clearly on full display to where we're not getting that full dose of Garrett Nussmeier that we want. Missing that layup with Chris Hilton down the right side of the field on Saturday, to me, that's the cherry on top. That's where you got to sit back and say, okay, something's wrong, and we need to fix it immediately. And if that fix is letting Michael Van Buren get a little bit of run, you have to do it, because despite playing horrible football on Saturday at Vaught Hemingway Stadium, you're still in position to win the game. It's a one-score game, and you still have an opportunity to try to win this thing. But nonetheless, you can't get over the hump. It starts with Garrett Nussmeier. He's the quarterback. He's going to be the one who takes a lot of the kind of the media hits here and there. It's what you sign up for when you're the quarterback at LSU. To get to your question, though, man, We're seeing a quarterback that just doesn't have confidence right now, and he's clearly dealing with something that needs to be addressed, or else it's going to be a really long season in Baton Rouge.
How would you categorize how this entire situation has been handled?
Yeah, I think that's a broad question, right? You look at this one where Brian Kelly, we're sitting there post-game in Oxford, and he says his quarterback is healthy, and he just needs to play better. And then 5-10 minutes later, we get Garrett Nussmeier outside, and he's telling us, I'm not answering any questions about my health right now. And it's twofold. Brian Kelly's obviously going to say that his quarterback is in a good spot just based off of trust. You want to make sure that you're staying in good standing with your quarterback. But if you're Garrett Nussmeier and Brian Kelly, you have to be on the same page to where you're both saying the same thing so that it doesn't look contradictory. I think for me, it could have definitely been handled a little bit better, but they might know things and they're more media trained maybe than I am. And this is my job. So maybe they're playing the long game here. I'm not sure. Lloyd, it's one that is definitely drawing significant concern because you're paying these guys money now. Like, this is where, and I saw Mikey and Mike up on social media was saying, you're basically pros now, but you have to handle things like a pro and answer those tough questions. And we haven't quite seen him answer that question yet when it comes to his health. He definitely has been brushing it off a lot ever since Brian Kelly came out and mentioned that torso injury.
And another part of it, and I think this spoke volumes if you saw it on the TV copy, where it's Brian Kelly looks to Garrett Nussmeier on a 4th and 1 where they have to call a timeout, and he's looking at the booth going, I haven't gotten a play call. Then you see the headset come down. It just feels like from an offensive perspective, and Brian Kelly being an offensive guy, Joe Sloan being in year 2 with Garrett Nussmeier, and Garrett Nussmeier being in year two with Joe Sloan, feels like none of them are on the same page.
Agreed, completely. It just seems like from top to bottom, it's kind of an organizational, and I'm not going to say failure by any means, because it's just not fair to say that.
Right.
I can't diminish that win on the road at Clemson quite yet. I know that their record isn't great. It's not great by any means, but to go on the road in their little Death Valley Junior that everybody likes to call it, Brian Kelly, to go on the road and get that win is big time for me. So I can't call it an organizational failure just yet. But there's definitely some things here that are uncharacteristic when it comes to just not being on the same page. You're right on the money. It's definitely been a struggle. But I do think at the same time, I can't sit here and me personally be completely pessimistic about this team just because everything that you want is still right in front of you. And I know that it's unattainable looking right now coming off that loss in Oxford. But at the same time, you have a nice win over Clemson. I know their record might not show it. Florida, it's an SEC win against your rival. I know their record hasn't necessarily been great. You went and handled business against Southeastern. Again, you were underdogs going into Oxford. You haven't won there in a really, really long time. I believe they've lost 3 straight games in Oxford now. So this isn't a game that you were supposed to lose and you had the chance to win it, but it's certainly one that wasn't a gimme by any means. So to go out there and lose by 5 to Lane Kiffin and company, it's not a moral victory, but at the same time, I can't sit here and write off this team just yet.
And what I'll ask you, because you bring up Van Buren earlier when we were talking about the layups, and because to me that's, if you're putting Nussmeier out there, those are the things he has to be able to do. Like if you're playing him, even when he's healthy, he doesn't show a willingness to run, so he has to be able to make the throws, and not even the special ones, just the ones that are there to be made. And I want to ask you, because I feel like the fan base and even the chat this morning, this past Saturday was their turning point of, it's time to make a change. And obviously something needs to change, and I think you saw the fan base kind of agree almost unanimously, which very rarely happens, that it's just time to do something else, because if he's hurt, and that's what it looks like it is, there's no benefit for anybody in him playing. And what to you would it take to see Van Buren get the shot and to make the change at quarterback?
It's the $1 million question. And I mean,
they should have never played him against Southeastern.
Playing Garrett Nussmeier against Southeastern for me, yes, it built confidence. I mean, he was flawless, man. He was 25 for 31. 5 of those incompletions were drops. I mean, he was near flawless. So from a confidence perspective, that's the one where you needed to get him out there to boost that confidence mentally, but physically might not have been the one to put him out there because he was still getting touched because your offensive line hasn't lived up to the billing. So to kind of get to your question there, Noah, man, I don't know what it's going to take for this team to ultimately throw Michael Van Buren out there and give him a shot. Garrett Nussmeier's your fifth-year senior, the one who stuck around, obviously waited his turn. You're paying him a significant chunk of change from an NIL perspective, so you want to continue to back him on that front. But then on the other shoulder, it's like, okay, because it's twofold, right? On one shoulder, you can say those things, but then on the other shoulder, it's, okay, you're crushing his draft stock. The team is in a bad spot mentally, physically, just organizationally, you're in a bad spot. So you're looking at it at that spot where ultimately you have to do what's best for the organization, and that being LSU. And I'm a New Orleans native. I've said this on the show a couple of different times here, man. I grew up watching Drew Brees. So my comparison here with Garrett Nussmeier and Drew Brees is that throughout the 2010s, watching Drew Brees, towards the back end of his career,
right,
he's playing with a torn rotator cuff. He's playing with this and that. I mean, he's banged up just routinely. But he's been your guy for so long. You're going to ride with Drew Brees, even though you might think Jameis Winston at the time could have given you a little bit more. You're still going to ride with Drew Brees. Here, with LSU in 2025, you're going to ride with Garrett Nussmeier, even if you think Michael Van Buren can give you a little bit more. So it's a challenge. That's the comparison that I've made a couple of different times. I don't know if it's valid, but that's for me where I stand when looking at this quote-unquote quarterback controversy with Garrett Nussmeier dealing with this injury.
And I want to talk about two of the bright spots from Saturday. There weren't many, especially on the offensive side of the ball, but two names that stood out to me were Kyle Parker and Carius Kern. I thought both of those guys made the most of their opportunities. Kern obviously finds out he's starting 22 minutes before kickoff and went out there, and obviously he wasn't perfect. He's a true freshman, but he started as a true freshman on the road, and I thought you saw the vision, the potential. He was physical. He was aggressive. And, I mean, there was one play where he put the guy through the dirt. And then Kyle Parker, to me, down the line when Aaron Anderson got hurt and was out, 12 really stepped up and made some plays down the stretch and looked good. What did you see from those two guys?
Yeah, I love Kyle Parker. I think first thing first is addressing him as a wide receiver. This is a guy who, to me, was a big-time winner during the offseason. He looked fantastic during fall camp. And obviously his 2024 season was cut short with that tricep injury, but nonetheless, he's a gamer. And this is one where you can do a lot of different things. He's versatile. You know, you can hit him on long balls when Garrett Nussmeier's healthy. You can hit him in the intermediate routes, the short game, where you can turn it upfield and make plays. I mean, Kyle Parker is a Swiss Army knife of a wide receiver, so I love what he presents, this LSU team, and I'd love to see more of him, of course. I think you nailed it right there. And then getting to Carius Kern, 5-star true freshman. This is one that a lot of people have been waiting to see get on the field. For me personally, I love him at guard. They need him at tackle this year. Put him out there and do anything you can to get him on the field in 2025. We saw that against Ole Miss. And talking to a couple of the guys after the game, even if he's not fundamentally sound and there's still some technical things that he has to work on, the dude is strong as hell. I mean, no matter what, he's going to put guys in the dirt and hold his own. So Carius Kern's a gamer, and this is one who's going to be a big-time piece to the trenches moving forward for LSU. Even if it's this year moving into 2026, 27, I mean, this is going to be a staple to your O-line. So I love getting him out there against an SEC opponent in his first start. Throw him in the fire. And I think he held his own. I think if you look at the O-line from top to bottom, it was Tyree Adams' worst game of the year. Interior offensive line has been a struggle all season long. And then you can look on that right side, and I think Carius Kern was the bright spot in the trenches last weekend.
I completely agree. And one of the last questions I'll ask you this morning, and it's kind of a vague, simple question. How important are these 2 weeks for LSU football? Obviously this week with the bye week, and then next week preparing for South Carolina. How important is this, 12 days now stretch for the Tigers?
Yeah, it's arguably the biggest open date of the Brian Kelly era. Yeah. I think a lot of people would say that it's a little bit of a casual take, but you have so many little things organizationally to go out and fix. 12 days might not be enough to do it, but you got to do as much as you can in that time frame nonetheless. So you go out there and you try to see if you need to make some changes in the trenches. Keep Carius Kern in there at O-line. Try to get Garrett Nussmeier rehab and figure out whatever injury this might be and see if we can get him on the right track for South Carolina. Defensively, I love the product that you're putting on the field. If you want to make a change at linebacker and Devon Keys, you want to put him in for West Weeks as a starter, sure. But nonetheless, I've loved what West Weeks has provided for the most part this season. I love what they're doing defensively, but all the questions surround the offense as they should. That's the weak link on this team. You're going to win games by playing complementary football, and they haven't quite done it yet. So it's arguably the biggest open date of the Brian Kelly era. You have like you said, 12, 13 days to try to get things right here prior to this South Carolina game. I'm excited to see how it unfolds and see if they can get this ship steered in the right direction.
At what point do we just decide that LSU, and I guess under this regime without Jade Daniels to cover it up, why can't you run the football? There's a 3 down front.
Yeah. Right. It's ridiculous, Lloyd. Like, you're sitting here with the 3-man front.
Got 5 on the line last time I checked.
You can't do anything. I mean, watching that in Oxford, to me, that was crazy. I think everybody was saying that, though. I think anybody watching that game was just mind blown at the fact that they just couldn't get any push up front. Garrett Nussmeier still having to scramble, roll out, take hits with a 3-man front. I mean, what's it going to take to try to make more changes up there? And I know you're dealing with a ton of injuries, but, man, it's a tough watch. And there's reasons why Brad Davis gets paid the big bucks. Other people over there in that football ops building get paid the big bucks, and it's not me on that staff. But there has to be some type of change. And I think over these next, let's say, however many days it is, no, I think you said 12, no matter what it is, change is going to have to happen now, or else you're going to be in for a long 7-game stretch to close out this year.
Because, I mean, not to harp on it, but you had 4 guys drafted last year, so the NFL saw something in these offensive linemen that clearly they feel like they could fix or could utilize as opposed to what LSU was able to do. And now you have another offensive line where it's all 5-star guys, and you can't figure it out.
It's crazy. I mean, from a run blocking perspective last year, I mean, that was a really hard watch, watching that last year. And it's a schematic issue is what one would be led to believe based off of what you said, where they went out and had guys get drafted. I mean, obviously, organizations saw potential. Pass pro, they were elite last year. I mean, they were elite last year, in my opinion. And to me, I don't know if it's a schematic issue when it comes to the run game, which is why you can't do these things. You're recruiting at a high level again, Lloyd, like you said. You're bringing in blue chippers, 4 stars, high 4 stars, 5 stars, etc. But they're just not developing. So at what point do you kind of try to flip the page and maybe make a change on that front? Who knows? But nonetheless, man, it's been brutal to watch the development of this offensive line over the last couple of years because, like you said, you had Jaden Daniels in 2023 to cover it up. But now you don't have a dual threat guy to kind of cover up these miscues in the trenches. And it's really a glaring issue right now in 2025.
Well, Zach, we appreciate you, and hopefully we can talk some more soon down the line. It'll be a little more positive, but we appreciate you joining us this morning and all the great work.
For sure, my guys. I appreciate y'all. You have a good week, and hopefully enjoy the bye week, and we'll get to South Carolina next week and try to get this thing steered in the right direction.
Going to Blue Bayou.
We'll talk again soon.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Later, guys.
There he is, Zack Naggie, covering LSU for Sports Illustrated. He does a great job.
He does.
He really, and he knows what he's talking about.
Well, he's got the bud man.
And he cares. I mean, like, that's big.
I think he holds a record for quickest time to get a practice report out after.
Oh, he crushes practice reports.
He's typing them up, walking.
The start of my tenure covering LSU, he used to piss me off. And I love Zach, but it was because I wanted to be
first.
Like that was always I pride myself.
Yourself, yeah.
Never really wanted to be first.
But
like,
quick.
with breaking news, I'd be like, well, if Wilson can get it first, I'll just be the next guy.
Yeah, just retweet that.
Notifications on, I'll just get that out. But practice reports, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna have this ready to go. I hit send and it says Naggie 2 minutes ago. I'm like,
bitch.
Are you kidding me? God. But no, he's the best.
Well, or you could have been Jordy and just do it from practice.
Yeah,
I think what's more,
get our credentials
taken away.
I think what the most impressive thing about that is I leave practice and I have to sit for a second and be like, all right, what did I see? He knows. He knows what he's about to type up.
He crushes.
Yeah, you just want to. I mean, where's Malachi Lane?
Yeah,
right.
I mean that's Christian's. calling card. The first.
Where is he? Where you can't run the ball? Where is he? Am I right? Am I wrong?
I don't know.
Am I wrong, guys?
Am I wrong?
Malachi Lane, Donde está, huh? A little Spanish composition.
I mean,
today.
it makes no sense. We have not seen Malachi Lane yet. 4-year guy.
You might be the only person on the planet with this take. And I love Malachi Lane. I guess I don't know much about him.
He wears the purple and gold. I love it.
That's right.
Better than Juwan Johnson, a running back. I promise.
Okay, let's not.
Okay,
Juwan.
I promise.
Christian.
I love Juwan. Respect Juwan.
Can we get
Juwan's trying. I will never bash Juwan Johnson because that man has been
pulled by the
Russell
Johnson.
Sheparded times 10. Like, you want to talk about? I mean, Russell Shepard. At least they just made him one position change. This guy's had to play DB. He was wearing number 24. They say, you know what? Take that jersey. Here's number 8. We need you to play running back. And then they go, guess what? Now you're a quarterback.
Here's a red jersey.
And timeout. We got to put you back at running back.
And Caden Durham's out. Do you want to start?
Yeah, now you are on the road in an SEC matchup. You are bell cow. So it's
no sense.
Oh, I love you, Juwan. Thank you for all that you do for LSU football, Juwan Johnson.
I love you, Malachi Lade.
Yeah, Caden Durham.
Miss you.
Caleb Jackson. Harlan Barrett. Love those guys. Love them. Reed Chauvin.
Get some.
Get some. There you go. But I appreciate
Cecil
Zach
Collins
joining us. Hey, pound for pound.
Best running back I've ever seen.
No, really shout out to Kevin Falk for sitting down and watching a football game with us on camera in a microphone for 6 hours.
And having to watch that fucking putrid run offense where he's still positive. It's unbelievable how optimistic. He's like, just give it time.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't even believe what you're saying. He's like, yeah, but you just got to get.
You gotta give it time.
You got to try.
So you cut that mic. Let's go ahead and mute that mic real
I'm going to
quick.
take my shoes off.
Shout out to Kev, man.
Those feet hurt.
Hey, no, and they should. I mean,
he carried the program.
Lloyd goes, Kev, they need you out there. He's like, oh, they got me. I mean, I was like, yeah,
I did it already.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, they did.
I mean,
brother, I did it.
Yeah, I mean, trust. But
my God, I couldn't imagine what his body feels like.
Oh gosh, no, I couldn't. I can't imagine. I mean, what he did at LSU, and then to go into the
let me do 13 more years because Bill won't let me leave.
Yeah, Bill
and Tom won't let me leave.
Just giving me the football.
Quit throwing it to me.
Stop. But appreciate Zach joining us. Appreciate Kev and Ro. And everything. I mean,
yeah, forever.
And appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. And
sorry, Stanley.
I saw the sharing of the Ro stuff, and people were calling me. Really enjoying. I was like, of course, it's Rohan Davey. I mean, what do you mean I'm doing a good job? I'm not doing anything. Just lobbing some questions to him, chopping it up with some LSU legends. And now it's time to connect.
But I know, but we said this yesterday. But it hurts to see Ro so hurt.
Oh, Ro,
Kev so hurt.
It hurts
because
to
you think
watch
that we
Ro
care.
And Kev watch that. Like when I saw Ro walk in, I was like, man, it really does.
He was hanging his head. I didn't know it would be like that.
No, I mean
it bothers him.
Yes, I mean because they are still. He was like because they were asked like, well, does it affect you if the Saints lose? He was like, I didn't play for New Orleans Saints University. I was like, fair enough, bro. I mean,
because you forget like everything they put into the program.
Of course, I mean you think about the timeline in which they played, and then what's followed. They are disgusted by what happened on Saturday because what Kev brings the magic back, Ro ushers in the Saban era, the golden era of LSU football, and then 25 whatever years down the line, they got to sit there and watch that on Saturday.
Well, Yankee of a head coach and a
politician
person for an offensive coordinator.
A person.
You know what I mean? We all know the word I want to use.
You know what I mean? Matthew Conkle, Pyburn at fullback, Perkins at running back. Still won't call run plays probably, but it will look cool. Look, and I wanted to talk about the Pyburn play. Pyburn will not play fullback again, I don't think, because now without Relaford you need your defensive ends. But there's no reason to not put Bauer Sharp at fullback and Bo Bordelon at H-back and just run behind 89 and get some.
I would appreciate anything that looks different than what it looks like right now.
You got to change something. I'm going to say that. What's today? Tuesday? I'm going to say that today. I'm going to say it tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, probably Saturday and Sunday, even though we won't be live. I'll say it then. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And then hope to see it
And then
Saturday.
hopefully I'll say in the post-game Saturday night, I like the new different changes we saw in the LSU offense.
Because if they don't, you don't have an excuse. Now all you have is time. All you've been begging for is time.
You got 12 days.
That's a lot of time. How many hours is that?
12 times 24 is what that is.
No idea. Do you know, Lloyd?
Ask Grok.
It would be 288 hours, 288 hours. Am I right? Check that out.
I hope you're wrong.
288 hours. Look at that math.
Boom. You know why? You know how I got it? You want me to teach you some math here? Some math game? If you ever multiply something by 12.
La 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 la.
Do 10.
No, yeah, that would work too. But I go 11, because 11, if you multiply anything by 11, you just split the number in half, add the two numbers together, and that's the middle number. So like 24 times 11 would be 2 plus 4, 6, 264.
What's 67 times 67 then?
Trader's green.
Equals brain rot.
Let's see. Charles County Matters. Nuss will not learn to run in 12 days nor ever. You're right.
He knows how to run, I think.
Does he? Because when he does it, it still doesn't look
No, he
that
looks like
good.
a newborn.
No, he doesn't know how to slide. He knows how to run. He doesn't know how to slide.
I think they should take the slide away.
No sliding?
No sliding. Unless it's all about
I mean, Joe
inflatables.
couldn't slide either. Joe was bad at sliding, but he also just...
somebody to get.
You know who's a great slider?
Trey Turner.
Trinidad Shameless.
A-Bear. Herbert. Justin Herbert.
Yeah, he's a good slider. I mean, he's just... I mean, do I need to go full...
KB?
KB?
I get it.
The most eligible bachelor in the world!
One job.
You know who else is a good slider? Jake Slaughter. That was sarcastic.
Is that an LSU reference?
Yeah.
Jake Slaughter slid to second base at Omaha.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Ask Paul about that. You know who else is a good slider? Tua. Not.
Nope.
All right, let's actually look at... Okay. We've got...
Sacrifice.
Uh-huh. Okay, so I feel like this is all baseball, right?
Oh, because playoffs start today.
Yeah. So you've got a
Program, ticket, souvenir.
Shush.
yeah. Program ticket, souvenir. Okay. Sacrifice fly, pop fly,
Big fly.
big fly.
Infield fly.
There you go. Yep. Food.
Things you get at
A
the
dog.
That's
A good ball game hot dog. I could use a dog.
ballpark. Oh, dude. I wish I was in Fenway today at 5. The vibes.
No, my
there.
dad has a work trip in Boston, and we have a meeting in Fenway.
Oh, yeah, that's a real trip there.
That's what I know. That's what he told me. I was
Who
like,
does your
"You're
dad
lying." I was
work
like, "You're
for?
lying."
CIA.
I said, "You're going to a Red Sox
going to a
baseball
baseball
game, and you're just lying in my face right now."
Well, because we know it.
Yeah, of
Got to
course.
go to practice.
We pop.
right.
You got to go to the game. Got to watch the game.
Oh,
with
gosh.
Rohan and Kev.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let me pop this on. And we're good to go.
Is that your thinking cap?
We've got strikeout, win, save.
Hold.
Die, Springer, Dent, bench.
Joe
you go.
Dent.
Try that
Jerry Springer. Johnny Bench. Never.
Ronald Dye.
one. Bang. Bang.
Johnny Damon. You got the best ass in the league. Fever pitch.
Oh, is the game in New York?
Probably.
Okay, well, I'd love to be in New York.
Would you?
Both good vibes. Seems like I've never been.
No, I don't like what they do in New York.
Why?
You don't want to be
Yeah,
part
true.
of the roll call?
I think that is the.
I knew
roll
that. I
call?
knew the roll call was going to be top of your mind.
Yeah.
Because that's just such a something I would
Try
see and be
hard.
like, Lloyd would hate
It's
that.
cool.
I hate that guy.
It's cool.
It's not.
It is.
I mean, talk about make it about yourself. Fucking pick up a baseball bat. Jesus.
Hey, Aaron!
Everybody!
Aaron Judge.
Okay.
Hey, yo, Aaron! Aaron
Oh
Judge.
my! It's Paul Mescal in the mail.
Dude, how do you know this?
The woman, I don't know who that is. Who's that woman? But it's definitely Paul Mescal is the man. What do you? Oh gosh, don't zoom in.
We need to do an LSU roll call.
I've seen the woman's face before. She's in shows, movies, something like that. Identify the two celebrities mashed up in this photo.
It looks like a real person, kind of.
No, it does not. Katie Holmes is her name.
Yeah, that's it.
Paul
Katie
Mescal.
Holmes shows her tits in this movie. That's from Harold and Kumar.
It's a great movie. Not the one Katie Holmes is in, Harold and Kumar.
I don't know. Yeah. They're fighting for their life to see that. They're just it's so high on the couch. Like, oh, it's happening.
I remember the first time I watched that movie.
That is Katie Holmes.
I watched that movie in like middle school, Harold and Kumar. I was like, this is awesome.
And you think this is whom?
That's Paul Mescal.
Who's
Paul
that?
space Mescal. He was in Gladiator too.
Ah, that one. This RB and V, need one. And over 900 yards in both 2016 and 2017. Huh.
For the Niners, and then went to the
Texans
later on and had 1,000-yard rushing.
Matt Breida.
No, he didn't go to the Texans.
Who was in front of Matt Breida?
Well, think about who LSU. The Saints played. Didn't they play them in the playoffs during this little stretch?
No, they played him at the end of the regular season, though.
Yeah.
They did play him.
Was it
Frank Gore?
Hyde?
Carlos Hyde?
Ah.
I don't know if he played for the Texans, but it sounds like the time he played.
No, he
for
did.
the-
No, he did.
It sounds like he
It
played
is
for
Carlos
the.
Hyde.
I know he played for the Niners in that span.
From?
No, it was the Texans.
He did play for the Texans. Send it.
Nice.
Bang. NBA. Cliff Robinson.
Clifford Robinson!
I think this is the Portland Trail Blazers. Shout out to my team in NBA 2K for that. Had a Cliff Robinson card. Since 2002, countries won the World Cup final without needing extra time or penalties. France and Soccer Boy.
Soccer boy, soccer boy, soccer boy.
Soccer Boy, Soccer Boy.
Soccer it.
Spain?
That sounds like a guess.
That did not sound confident.
I'm not sure. I think it's Spain.
What about the Netherlands?
No.
They go to extra time.
Because Argentina, Germany went to extra time. Argentina, France went extra time. France did not, but they're listed. I think it's Spain.
How about Zinedine
Argentina.
Zidane?
Argentina says P-Dub. Wait, that might be a guess, because they've been in the final a lot.
P-Dub does guess. Brazil.
Brazil says BB. We'll go with BB's answer.
Nice. One of the coolest red cards you could ever get was Zinedine Zidane. You've seen that, I'd imagine, when he headbutted that man in the chest.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen Luis Suarez?
He's a biter.
Those are funny.
Yeah, he's got a problem.
No, he does, yeah.
He's vampiric.
That's why he's so good.
Now he's bad.
Later adapted into a 1997 Jodie Foster film, scientist Carl Sagan wrote this 1985 sci-fi novel about a woman who discovers evidence of an alien life.
Jodie Foster.
What are you laughing at?
His voice.
Alien life.
It was later adapted into a 1997 Jodie Foster film.
Alien?
Contact. Oh.
Star Trek.
Chat, should I do color commentary for the Central High School Wildcats on Friday night?
Yes. And call everybody by their
Yes,
nickname.
they texted me yesterday.
Or is it going to be in the PA?
Have you ever done it before?
No.
No.
I did it for a
I might
Menard
put you
game.
in my ear
Yeah.
while
Oh,
I'm filming
There
the
you go.
game.
Nice.
Ugh, dirty boy.
Oh my gosh.
Founded in Chicago.
This brand of jarred pickles features its name in white letters against a red background
I'm not a pickle
with a picture
man.
of a pickle cut in half above its
Dill?
name. No.
I think they have their own type of Clausen. Oh, like Clausen.
Yay!
Oh, it says Entourage.
I saw the name and I was like, I recognize that because of Entourage.
Well, Stan Lee also. I've seen you somewhere.
I've seen you somewhere. What film was that you were in?
A lot of them.
Stan.
Airtight.
Robin. What a disgusting.
I thought that was the name of the movie.
Robin, that's not.
It's airplane. Sorry.
There he goes. Dude. I've never seen someone geek harder.
It's disgusting.
Called an airtight. How disgusting are you? You sicko. Airtight.
Airtight. Robin Williams and Nathan Lane played. Oh, you can't say that, can you? What's happening?
Gay dad.
Was that Donald Trump?
I'm the gayest dad.
That was just me.
If I was going to, I'd be the best
gay. Dad.
Generational bottom.
The birdcage. God, airtight is crazy.
That's not the name of this movie. Oh.
Oh, gosh. Oh, what's the Teddy Swim song?
Teddy Swims.
He says,
My neck.
no. Lose control?
Music make you lose control. Cats in the cradle and the weather's moon. Make me lose control or lose control?
Lose control, just point blank, period. Bang!
949.
Airtight.
999.
Appreciate you guys hanging out with us here on this Tuesday morning. We will be back tomorrow, 7 to 9 a.m. Tomorrow, Wednesday morning, a little Wednesday show. We got to figure out. I saw some of the Q&As in the Discord. We'll probably answer those tomorrow. If you have some more questions, drop them in the Q&A. What is it? What would you call it? Folder? Board? Message board? In Discord. Well, the Discord's the whole thing.
Q&A
just the Q&A forum.
Yes, there's a Q&A section in the Discord.
On Discord. Go in there, drop some more questions there. We'll answer those tomorrow. And just be touch and go on Friday.
Yes.
We are figuring out the process of where the show is going to be. So we are going to be in the process this weekend, after Thursday morning show, of moving our studio over to a new location, which is what we've been hinting at when we talk about the Wi-Fi and the internet improving, is because we're going to be moving to a new location that allows for those things. And it's a really cool and good opportunity that we are very, very excited.
You getting a haircut today?
Tomorrow. But like I told you, I wasn't going to get it cut until they lost, and they lost.
Oh, wow.
So now I have to shave it all off.
You should.
No.
Airtight.
No. I mean, I guess we could put a bet on that, on me shaving my hair, but as of right now, I'd rather not. This is the longest it's been in a long time, though. But back to what I was saying. We're going to be moving to a new studio Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and so I'm not sure if we will be in a position to be able to broadcast a show Friday morning. So we might not be back after Thursday until Monday. But we will try our best to be live Friday morning, 7 to 9 a.m. or at some point during the day. Just not sure what it's going to look like. Next Monday, though, we should be in a new location, new studio, because we're going to work on that this weekend. We appreciate you guys, all your support.
Yes.
Couldn't do it without y'all. Go ahead, Lloyd.
And if there's issues, let us get back on our feet. Every time. We've done this quite a bit. We're a bit of a nomad.
100%. We are moving into a new space. This one feels like home.
It does. But if there's
but there's going to be some bumps in the road, of course.
We're a military family, though.
That's right.
We're always moving.
Always moving. But I'm excited about this one. This one's very exciting. And like I said, I appreciate you guys' support. We could not do it without y'all. I mean,
my friends here. I don't want to move.
I look back at just the last couple of months. I mean, we're about to start. We're about to complete month, June, July, August. Month 4 of Tingle & Co. It's been quite a stretch of 4 months. It doesn't feel like 4 months. It feels like longer.
It feels like 4 years.
Did we kick it off in Omaha for the most part?
We kicked it off the weekend after the regional weekend, opening weekend of the playoffs.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a ride.
Jordy's government. Did we have an office after government?
Click here.
There was click here, now here. So yes, Andrew, this is number 5.
It's number 5 for us. But this is
our forever home.
Tingle & Co. This spot here. This is Mikey's studio, and Mikey was very nice, as were the good people of Indigo Papers in general, to allow us to step in and do 7 and 9 here. But it was always going to be temporary for us here. And we've now had the opportunity to move to a new stop that we are all very excited about.
Extremely excited about.
And it should be very, very, very very beneficial for us and for you guys. And we, like I said, we wouldn't be able to do it without y'all. Like, we would not, we wouldn't have been able to make the move if we didn't trust that we were going to have people with us. And then just the way we've grown, I think we just eclipsed 10,400 subscribers this past weekend, and we just wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. We've got Ro and Kev talking ball with us. It's just been really fun. We appreciate y'all. But yeah, just be touch and go on Friday. We'll let you know. Beware in the Discord Thursday afternoon or Thursday night. We'll let you know what the deal is. But yeah, we'll see you tomorrow morning from here. 7 to 9 a.m.
It's Tingle and Co. From 7 to 9. Come geek with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9. It's Tingle.